good parenting is about this balancing between emotions and rules. Sometimes parents manage to succeed in this balancing and other times not. So when it's not, there are several kinds of parenting involving this unbalanced emotions and rules. Let's go to number one, which is the authoritative parents, where they are being so strict, they always giving rules, and the children feel that they are obligated to do what their parents are asking them to do, and they actually are facing kind of emotional ambivalence because they don't know whether their parents are loving them or not. They are always giving them strict rules. They don't express emotions or express it in a very little amount. They don't have this space to express emotions. And another kind is the opposite ones, is the permissive parents, which they are always giving emotions, trying to spoil their kids too much, so the kids are suffering from anger problems and they cannot manage their anger. They are almost in a blue mood because when you spoil your kid too much, they are almost have expectations for more and more and more, so they are never satisfied, they are never fulfilled, they are always wanting more and more and more. And the third kind is no rules and no emotions, is ignoring parenting, which the parents are preoccupied and obsessed with their work, their schedule, their own success. They sound to be very successful persons, and they sound to be so impressive, but actually they don't give attention to their kids at all, neither by maintaining some rules or expressing emotions. So why I'm telling you this? It's just I'm trying to make it much more clear for you guys when I'm talking about the biosocial model of the borderline personality disorder according to Marsha Linehan back to the 90s. So Marsha said that some babies are born, they are actually hypersensitive, they feel the emotions so strong, they have a problem to calm down, so they are easily stimulated, and there are parents which do not understand this, so they put the blame on them and blame them about being hypersensitive, so they are catapulted in an invalidative environment, which leads to the borderline personality disorder. And when it comes to the borderline personality disorder, I want you to know some of the main features of this disorder, which is about that this unstable self-image. So sometimes they think about themselves so positive, other times it's completely the opposite. And also one of the main features is that about the relationships, they always send you dual messages and they always expressing emotional ambivalence, because sometimes they tell you that they love you so much, and the other times they tell you, I hate you. And maybe they love you and hate you at the same point, at the same moment, which is kind of a crazy issue. But they don't know really what they feel. They love someone, but they are actually so petrified of abandonment, of ignorance, of separation, of lingering, all of this stuff. So they are always in this emotional ambivalent, always in this conflict. They don't know what they are truly feeling. So they tell you that they love you and they love you, but actually when they tell you that they hate you, it's coming out of deep insecurities that wash over them. One of the main features of borderline personality disorder is that the self-interest, the non-suicidal self-interest, which is about when they are overwhelmed with pain, with loneliness, and they don't know how to conquer all of this, so they are trying to let their emotional pain and transfer it into a physical pain in a very despair and disappointment trial to just feel much more relaxed or something like that. Actually, there is scientific explanation for this. When we are getting hurt, our body starts to release some chemicals in our blood, so we feel much more relief and we feel much more better, and this helps to relieve the pain of the physical interest. So they are trying to kind of relieve their emotional pain through their physical pain. So they are in a dilemma between this emotional pain and physical pain. Also, this continuous threats, and maybe they really attempt suicide and there are suicidal ideations, which is coming out of their disappointment and frustration, and when they reach a point that they don't know what to do, but they think that there's nothing to do, just end their life, just to suicide. And one of the main features of the borderline personality disorder is that they have kind of problems, and severe problems, in controlling their anger. So sometimes there are kind of outrageous behaviors, they are burst out. So this is cause that during parenting, their parents maybe send them a message that there is a blame because you are hypersensitive, because you feel these emotions, so they are trying to numb their feelings, and this doesn't seem to work. So it leads to this burst out several times, which is very unhealthy, which is very horrific and exhausting. So, and one of the features and one of the main features of the borderline personality disorder is that sometimes they have this paranoid thoughts about the people's intentions and what they are thinking about, what they are going to do for them. Actually, the borderline are so insecure, and this insecurities is a result of being emotionally hypersensitive, catapulted in invalidated environment where there is no involvement for all these emotions that you feel. So what I want to tell you is that being hypersensitive is not something that you need to eliminate it, or you need to cut it off. Just you need to feel your own feelings and try to express it. And these trials of numbing the feelings of insecurities, of anxiety, or this fear of abandonment and lingering doesn't end in a good place. And for the parents, it's a general feelings, and blaming them for blaming your kids or blaming your daughter for being hypersensitive, it's just kind of like blaming the sky for being so blue. It's just something in their DNA which they cannot change it anyway. So it was me, Shrein Al-Sharif. I'm a psychologist, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what you think about the borderline, what you think about the invalidated environment, and what you think about this toxicity in the relationship between the kids and their parents. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hope you enjoy this, and thank you so much for watching my video.